Yeah, my name is Balkrishna Timalsina. Now I'm working at Nepal Tourism Board as a network administrator. And, and I'm happy.
Okay. And you used to live here in Childhaven.
Yeah, I stayed here. I stayed here at Childhaven for about 13 years. And when I started my grade 8, I was a big troublemaker at Childhaven. I used to go to computer room and do whatever I want. And I disobeyed my seniors.
Yeah.
And there are lots of things if I have to remember, I have to think so much.
There's too many to remember.
Yeah.
Okay. And how did you turn your life around?
Like, you mean like how did I change my life?
Yes.
Yeah. When I was in grade 10, it was so hard for me to adjust with my friends because I was there for the first time. Like I changed my school. I was at school at Bhaktapur, and I was not happy studying at Bhaktapur, so I changed my school. So it was so hard for me to adapt with other people at my new school. So though I tried my best to make my good marks at my result, and like I tried to make lots of friends, but the friend I chose was like most of the friends that I chose were like addicted in drugs and something like that. They had behavioral problem, and I copied the same thing from them.
So what were you using?
Like I mostly used marijuana and heroin.
Heroin.
Yeah. And I when I was in grade 10, I was not so addicted. Like I used to go to my school, I used to do my regular work. But when I started my grade 11, then it was so hard for me to keep myself good. Like I bunked my school, and I was not regular at my school, and I disobeyed my teachers. Like I took science as my major subject. Fine. I took science as my major subject, and when I started reading, I was so like I was feeling so hard to study chemistry, and I was frustrated, and I gave up my study, and I started using my drug. Like I used to go hunting and in search of like marijuana and hash, and when my like I was totally being supported by Childhaven, and when my senior from Childhaven knew that I was in drug, they stopped everything. Like they stopped money for my education, money for my food, money for my clothes, and everything they stopped, and a hard time came for me.
What did you decide to do then?
Then I had nothing. Like I used to like sell my things. Whatever I had, I used to sell all of my things. I used to steal from my mom. I was already like I had to stay with my mom, and I used to steal whatever my mom had. Like I used to see her wallet, and I see her purse, and whatever like. I used to think of everything, like if I sell this pencil, if I sell this book, will I get money? Like I used to find out which things is worthable to get money, and I used to sell everything that I had. And like I had nothing to do. Like I didn't have any job to do. I didn't have any work to do, and I was in search of a good place where I can get my job. So I was searching, and then I started making new friends who use drug. I used to walk with them. Even walked with my friend, I used to feel alone. Like there's no one in this world who can understand me. I used to get depressed, you know. And there were so bad moments that I had faced in those days. Like when I could not complete my higher education, I could not complete my high school, and like I think like when I think my past, I feel like I was going insane, like I was going mad. We call that like a pagal in Nepali, and I had so hard time. And and one day I came at Child Heaven, and I requested Arjun sir about helping me to go in a rehabilitation center. And first of all, he refused because he had no trust on me. Then I again came to Child Heaven, and I asked Arjun sir that I knew that he was a man of kind heart. Then I came to him. And then I came to him and begged for help. And then he understood me, and he kept in a rehabilitation center. It's in Ranibari around Kathmandu.
Yeah. How long did you stay in rehabilitation?
Yeah, I stayed there for the first time. I stayed there for 3 months, and then I was not so satisfied because that was the rehabilitation center which was organized and opened by policemen, and I used to get lots of physical torture. Like they used to hit on my back, and I had lots of like physical torture, you know. And I could not stay there. Like I used to count my days to go out of rehab, and I thought I could manage my drug. I could take it whenever dusk, you know, evening comes. I used to think in that way. What happens if I take once in a day, one day at a time? I used to think in that way, but I could not. When I came from the rehab, I tried my drug again. Then then I met Bonima, you know Bonima, and I demanded her. So I demanded Bonima. I demanded Bonima to provide me education for the second time, and then she gave me chance to study again in my school, high school. Then at that school also, the name of my college is British Gorkha, and I again started my grade 11. And first or second months I was feeling so easy, like my friends were good with me. Then again when I saw my there were some people in my class who used to take drug, like he used to bring marijuana in class, and he used to ask me if I wanted to take, and for 1 month or three months I told him that I don't want to take marijuana anymore. then he brought some new drugs, like he brought heroin, that gave me strong craving. Like I remember my past, and I remember the romance of heroin. Then I tried it in a toilet, and then from that day I was sleeped, and I from that day again I started to be addicted to, like I didn't care about my education. I didn't care about my training about computer. I neglected everything, and I just again started quarreling with my teachers, and I again started taking drugs very carelessly, and then again everything was stopped from Child Heaven. I didn't know that was good for that. I didn't know that was good or bad for me. Like they stopped every support, like every financial support from here, Child Heaven. So again I was frustrated, like there's no one in this world who can understand me. I'm alone. My family, my mom also does not care me, and
you were stealing from your mother again at that time, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know that stealing was I thought my mother would earn, and she has money, but I don't have, so I beg from her. Like I ask money from her every time.
She knew you would be using drugs.